Hi everyone! This is Kim from Finance Spark. When you're just getting started with investing, a lot of people recommend investing in index funds, mutual funds, or ETFs. Why? Well, these investment vehicles provide a broad-based, diversified, and, hopefully, safer way to invest in the stock market. But what exactly is the difference between these three things? And how do you know when to use an ETF instead of an index fund? Or why you'd want to invest in a mutual fund? In this video, we're going to give you an overview of these popular investment vehicles and how they are different or the same from each other. Are you ready? I am. Let's go! Among the three investment types, mutual funds are the oldest, having been developed in the 1800s. They allow a group of people to combine their money and make investments collectively. Mutual funds provide three major benefits. The first benefit is convenience. Investing in a mutual fund allows you to acquire a variety of stocks all in one easy package. A mutual fund could have hundreds of different stocks, but only one purchase is required. If there were no mutual funds, you would have to buy 100 different equities to diversify your portfolio. That means paying the trading commission and purchasing individual stocks 100 times. In mutual funds, you gain immediate ownership of all the stocks. The second important benefit of mutual funds is diversification. Diversification is a method of investing in a variety of stocks. In this way, you are lowering the investment risk. Even if one of the mutual fund stocks completely fails, you'll be all right. Each stock represents only a small percentage of your entire portfolio. Mutual funds generally consist of at least 90 equities, providing a high level of diversity that would be difficult to recreate on your own. The third benefit of mutual funds is professional management. Mutual fund advisors conduct the research on your behalf. They are responsible for advising clients on the best investment strategy based on their goals. Successful managers have strong reasoning skills, financial expertise, and customer service experience. Instead of trying to identify stocks on your own, you have some extremely brilliant people who know what mutual funds to choose. Convenience and diversity are unquestionably advantageous. However, the concern with having professional fund managers is that they often charge exorbitant fees. Actively managed mutual funds charge an annual fee of 1 to 2% of your account balance. If you put $10,000 in a mutual fund at 2%, $200 of it goes into the advisor's fee. Even if your account balance falls next year, you will still pay that 2% commission. Fees will deplete your investment by hundreds of thousands of dollars over time. As a result, the great majority of mutual funds are not worth the hefty costs. Jack Bogle became so fed up with these fees that he created a whole new type of mutual fund called an index fund. Index funds completely changed the financial landscape. Unlike typical mutual funds, they are managed passively. The fund follows a predetermined formula that completely removes the need for a fund manager. The formula it uses is based on an index. It is a sample of the stock market and is designed as a tool for swiftly measuring stock market performance. Rather than searching up hundreds of different stocks, an index is a single straightforward item you can check to see how the entire stock market performed that day. Since stocks are merely a duplication of how a large segment of the market is performing, the costs are cheaper because you aren't paying for managers. Mutual funds are index funds, but not all index funds are mutual funds. An index fund will declare clearly that it tracks an index and will indicate the index it monitors. If you visit Vanguard.com and search for VFIAX, it mentions index fund in the heading, and the fund's prospectus specifically states, "The fund employs an indexing investing methodology designed to mirror the performance of the Standard & Poor's 500 index, a well-known benchmark of U.S. stock market performance." However, the prospectus for a mutual fund that is not an index fund will include something like, "Advisor independently chooses and manages a portfolio of common stocks for the fund." The difference between index funds and actively managed mutual funds are pretty clear and obvious. An index fund has low fees. It follows a passive management approach and does not need a fund manager. It is simply designed to match and track the constituents of a financial market index. For example, the S&P 500. It strives to mimic the market's risk and return. The idea here is that the market will outperform any single investment over time. But index funds are only bought and sold once each day, unlike ETFs. And that brings us to our third investment vehicle. But first, if this sort of thing is right up your alley and you like learning about investments, be sure to subscribe to Finance Spark, where we post videos every week to help you boost your financial mindset. Oh, and don't forget to smash the bell icon to get notified when we release a new video. So, back to ETFs. These type of funds were created roughly 15 years after the first index fund. Its difference from the index fund is that it can buy and sell your shares whenever the stock market is open. ETFs and index funds are frequently used interchangeably, but they are not the same thing. If you wanted to invest in the S&P 500, you could use an index fund like the Vanguard VFIAX. Or you could use an ETF like the SPDR S&P 500 ETF. Since an ETF trades like a stock, you will still have to pay commissions if you buy it through a broker. You can buy and sell them whenever you choose since they are traded on the market. Through these online brokerages, you can purchase ETFs using fractional shares. If you have $50, you can purchase a piece of an ETF. This is different than index funds where you have a minimum required payment since you have to buy whole shares. For example, VFIAX has an initial minimum of $3,000. So, which one is best between index funds or ETFs? Well, if you need 24/7 tradability, go with ETFs. It trades like a stock, and you can see it fluctuates on a stock chart. However, since it is tradable, it tends to encourage gambling-like behavior, which is obviously the polar opposite of a wise investment. If you are someone that doesn't need to trade all hours, invest in index funds. Index funds allow for automatic reinvestment. This makes it extremely simple for you to save and invest without having to raise a finger. They allow you to set up a regular monthly contribution from your checking account. The best thing is that there is no extra price for doing so. This is a free automatic reinvestment option that makes investing habits a no-brainer. If you wish to contribute more to your investments each month, ETFs do not provide this option. You'd have to acquire more ETF shares every month, which would entail more labor for you. Of course, this requires you to pay trading commissions every time. Remember, mutual funds were the first to offer the benefit of pooled investing. These were followed by index funds that have much lower fees and follow passive management. Finally, we got the ETF, which trades like a stock and offers everything that index funds offer, except for automatic reinvestment. Now that you have a better understanding of the similarities and limitations of mutual funds, index funds, and ETFs, you can start to invest. But be sure to do your due diligence, research your funds, and invest wisely. Hopefully this has helped you get a good grasp on the difference between an index fund, an ETF, and a mutual fund. But hey, I get it. Even understanding these three ways to invest, you might still have questions. That is totally normal. Go ahead and leave your questions and confusions in the comments below so I can hopefully shed some light on the situation. In the meantime, I'll be back soon with another video to help you spark your financial mindset. Until then, thanks for watching!